Hi, welcome. On this video, I'm going to be showing how to work the script, how to work the socialization script, so that you can bring your dogs into right relationship, not only with yourself, but with other people, other dogs, other situations. And so here, what you're going to see is, you're going to see me as the pivot point in the relationship as I'm working the dog within the framework of the script. Now, it's always important when you're doing this to kind of get a sense of the dynamics at work, at what levels the dogs are in need of relational change, because that's going to affect how you do things and the whole kind of framework with setting this in motion so that it represents a very controlled exercise, okay? Because it's always about control. So when you see me using something like a muzzle, it's a temporary mechanism of control, so that I can work the dog within the framework without without a bad outcome, okay? But it's just to keep people thinking rightly, to keep people within a really good frame of mind, and so if the dog challenges influence at a certain level, no one's going to get injured or hurt. Now, but keeping in that mind, when you're doing this the way that I show people do it, the risk levels go way down, okay? But also it's very important to understand, this is why I tell people, why behavior can be very deceiving, because if you're just letting your dog kind of work it out on their own, kind of flow in and connect without you being the pivot point at the leader at a good leadership level, what happens is you'll get the appearance of the same type of picture as a balanced dog at the appearance level, at the physical level, but it's a counterfeit one, okay? The dogs are finding comfort and power, so their mind appears to be settling down, but even while the dog's gaining power at the same time. Some people will feel totally blindsided when they end up in a bad situation where a dog's fighting another dog, you end up having to take a dog to the vet, but because it's very important as to the script, okay, that's happening into. So it's very important as you want the dogs have a certain level of power, and we want to socialize them, we have to rework the script, okay? We have to bring them into right relationship through leadership. And so here in this context, in this framework, what you're going to see me doing is starting to work the script. Now, the main focal point here during this exercise is going to be Mason. Okay, Mason's here on board training with me for 2 weeks, and I've already started to set it all in motion by starting to create some relational change through the walk and through various interactions. And now we're ready to start to kind of intensify the exercise, but in a very controlled way. So we're just kind of going to be drawing him into the script, but we're reworking it, which means that from the past, and this is the thing when you start to look to at the level a dog is expressing power, what that represents is the high level of fulfillment. So when a dog is really getting very intense towards other dogs, what's happening is that owner is fading out in the relationship, and the dog is connecting a very unhealthy thought, and it represents a level of fulfillment. And so it becomes very entrenched, okay? It can really take hold in the dog's mind. And so as in the case with Mason, this is what's happened, okay? Mason, don't get me wrong, this doesn't take away Mason's a great dog, but we have to bring him into right relationship so that he can truly enjoy other people, other dogs as a follower, okay? That's the happy place for him. But we have to create it, okay? So just a matter of how we work the script. But because it's very entrenched, and because that's how he's gained power, that's still locked in his mind, even as we're doing this, we have to create treatment. Treatment is a little separate exercise, because the goal is to rehome Mason into possibly a home with other dogs. And even if it wasn't other dogs, it's important that even if the dog's having problems, you'll see that expressive state towards, say, other dogs. That's a symptom, okay, of a greater issue. So, we don't try to kind of, put it in a different compartment and just avoid other dogs, we have to work to overcome it, because that represents that the dog is in need of relational change. So it's something we have to work at. Now, in this situation where, like I said, it could be a highly fulfilling thing for a dog, so we have to break it down into a very controlled exercise. So I'm going to discuss how exactly we're going to do this, okay, with the goals of helping Mason. So here what I brought out is Polly. Okay, Polly is my dog. I rescued her from Tennessee. She's about 5 years. I'm not really sure on that. Somewhere around 5 years old. She's a pug mix. I love Polly. In fact, I jokingly refer to her as shark bait when I'm doing these exercises. But she's never in harm's way. It's always very controlled. And so I'm using a balanced dog to help me. But it's really important to understand, if you're using balanced dogs, not to get kind of off to the side too much with that and trying to use like a big pack of dogs to bring a dog into balance, because I discussed this, those dynamics oftentimes, they're different in such a way that a dog can still hold power, even though you're getting, again, the picture of a balanced, your dog balancing out. Sometimes it's not a good fit when it comes to creating the level of relational change that's required. There has to be really intensive, direct human and dog interaction, okay, to make sure the dog's overall decision-making process is influenced at the right level. So I'm using other dogs, but I'm directly involved on the pivot point, okay. So, but here it's important that you still want to use a balanced dog, okay, because then I have control, and it's not going to throw everything, because what you're doing is you're trying to bring an unbalanced dog into a state of balance. And if you're using an unbalanced dog, that doesn't fit well, okay? It's going to throw everything kind of a monkey wrench into things at times, because there's going to be a high level of coming out of that script for both dogs. One's going to trigger the other. So here, you want to make sure the dog is already the dog you're using, because I'm going to use Polly to help me. Okay, Polly's going to move around here at times and stay stationary at certain points, and I'll be working Mason on the leash. Okay, as I'm creating what I define as follower moments. Okay, so I'm nudging. I'll be nudging Mason's decision-making process into the follower script. So, the picture of how that's going to look is when a dog is seeking or has a high level of fulfillment through power, through this script, the mind will separate. Their eyes, they'll fixate, they'll look, and therefore I'll be fading out. Okay. So what I'm doing by bringing influence online, and I'm not waiting, don't get me wrong, through the relational model, not waiting for the mind to blow up. Okay, so it's proactive. So just as the look starts happening, where I know she's already wrapping her mind. Okay, she's already getting a level of fulfillment, and it's not a good thing. We need to interrupt that. It's just like tap, tap, tap. We can see as I'm working this exercise, her head will turn in towards me for a second or two, and so I'm fading back in. But these moments that I'm creating are also my investment, okay, to influence her overall decision-making process. So as the days go by, and we're working this exercise, and as days go by during the board and train, you're going to see this really tighten up, okay, to a point where it really is going to come to a real good state of balance. But we have to start here to script it to create that, okay? So again, I'll be working the dog now. The other dog over in the corner is Berg. Okay, he's a surrender, high drive dog. He's not quite there yet when it comes to creating the role change levels that I need. My goal with him is to turn him into a service dog for a police department, and because he's got a high drive, and that'll be good fit for him to be able to to express that within a follower script. He'll be a great helper dog. But for Mason came from some really abusive type situation in the past. But again, I show healing is all about moving forward and fulfilling the leadership role rightly. Okay, so anyway, my first goal exercise, okay, just to create a kind of a good even level script and not to intensify too much, is I'll leave. You can see me leave Polly where she's at in the crate. Okay, and I'm just going to be walking Mason around kind of in a circle. You can see me. I'm going to turn the video off and restart it here in a second. You're going to see me walking Mason in a circle. I define a circle method where I'm kind of walking him around. I'm just working to keep his mind in the right place. Okay, so I'm faded in. So basically what I'm communicating is saying I own the other dogs. Okay, I'm the pivot point, and if you maybe you'll meet the other dogs, which Mason will eventually, it's going to happen as a follower to me. Okay, that's what I'm doing. I'm setting that in motion. Okay, I'm building on that script. Okay, so I'm basically just changing out the cornerstone of the foundation and just replacing the individual stones piece by piece, and that's the follower moment. Okay, every time again you just tap tap tap. So you see me using the tap 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 technique. You also see me using a push pull method. Okay, which is you're pushing. At first you're putting the dog into the sit, then you're pushing on the upper back area. Okay, and then you're pulling up at the same time on the leash. Okay, so it's going to bring some influence under the collar and on the back. But it's not meant to hurt the dog. It's just meant to, again, kind of grab the mind and bring the thinking, the decision-making process through me. So I fade in at a good level. So it's kind of a little more of a defined moment. Okay, and that's the kind of a foundational technique too for meeting other people. So if Paul gets a little closer, once I start to, kind of intensify this a little bit, because again, your expectations go up. As the dog does better, expectations go up, and then everything kind of comes together the right way. But very critical that people understand that this has to happen, this way through the script. If you want meaningful change, and for this to take hold, so all the dogs are going to be in a follower state, this is how it has to go down. Okay. Now, don't get me wrong. Out of the 3 dogs, one will have more power than the others, but the important things are all below me. Okay. I'm at the top rank. And that doesn't mean mean, bad, over the top leader. It's balanced. Okay, leadership is about just it's what's reasonable. It's reasonable influence, just like being a parent. So it's no different. So that's why just like a nudging process, it's all just smooth, fluid technique, and it's me just staying in focus. So this is a controlled exercise. So I just kind of get close and move out again, and just tap, 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 and it's just building that relational bridge. Okay. So I'm going to turn the video off for a second, and then you're going to see me working this script for a couple minutes. Okay. So here I am, to bring Mason out. Now I'm going to move him again. I'm going to draw him into me, the sit position, do a push-pull, do a push and pull. And then I'm going to start, hey, quiet, hey, stop. Leave the other dog, even with, you'll notice the bird will act a little more, hey, stay. I'll move him around here. So here I am is just, you'll start to line up a little bit as you do it, just like releases the paintbrush. I'm just kind of nudging them around. I'm building kind of a, hey, stop. Building a little bit, stop, quick, stop. Just nudging around. I'm walking around here. Just every so often I'll put them back in the sit position. A little push-pull, moving forward. Okay. Let's see, a little intense there for a second. Just nudge them out of it. Now, when you tapping, it's important to, even though I'm using a correction type collar with choke chain, that's more just for control. Okay, I'm not using it to yank hard on him. I'm just nudging. But I'm using it because if he pulls back there, you can't come out of it easily. So, but if you're using this type of a collar, I'll use it for dogs that have more power, so I can control them a little better. But how I'm applying the influence is just a tap tap. When you do it, it should be a little slack every time after. So just tap, tap, a little slack. Now, we'll talk about the whole issue of saying, good boy. Not to get too caught up in that, because oftentimes what I show is training and intervention, so it's all about the packaging. Oftentimes people are having problems to begin with because they're thinking with too much emotion to begin with, and then they're all caught in this thing about how dogs can learn, and that's very problematic. So here it's just, my main focus is on Mason. But at times, hey, I got to push back a little bit against Berg. And interrupt some of just my voice. Now, this is the same type of exercise I'll be doing with Berg, because he needs help this way too, because he's still, expressing more power. That's safe. So I'm going to come around here with a little nudge. And I'm going to be a little closer to Polly here in a second. A little closer, so I'm just bringing him in. So I'm going to change directions here, so I can kind of change my path just for a second here. Mix it up, so you tap, tap. So he's wanting to lock in a little bit for a second with Polly. I'm just nudging him out of it. And by doing, I'm communicating. I'm saying, no, I own Polly. You'll get the meter, don't worry, no big deal. But it's going to happen through me. Same thing, tap, tap, and change directions again. Maybe closer to the cage here for a second. There we go. Just tap, tap, and go. And here, so here, I'm going to come around with Mason, put Mason in. Sit. Mason, ready? There's a little push-pull, okay? Okay, stop. And so here, what it is just like building the bridge. You saw me just kind of, so you just do it for a couple minutes at a time, and then it's about, quit. It's about nudging. And once the bridge starts getting built, okay, what you're going to see is everything, all the pieces start to come together. But I'm going to be working, I'm going to be working Berg in a second, okay? He needs this too. So I'm going to be working Berg here in a minute, the same thing, okay? And you'll see that too. You'll see a little bit of Berg here, me working Berg, because Berg needs the same thing. I mean, that's the whole thing. It's about understanding or seeing, determining what levels that expressive state, what that means, okay? Because again, you're not trying to suppress the drive, okay? It's about right relationship. It's about the script. It's about bringing the decision-making process into the right script, okay? So it's understanding what those levels mean, okay? So when they get really intense, we'll start to see that they're outside the parameters of the follower script, and we need to bring them in, okay? So anyway, thanks for watching. I'll give you a little peek at me working Berg as well. Okay, quick. Heel. Okay. So here you see me work Berg here a little bit. Just the same thing, tap, tap, tap. Okay. A little tap, tap, tap. As I go. Same thing, working that script. Like the both dogs need this. Berg came to me as a surrender as well, and because of his, hey, stop, quit, hey, quit. So again, interrupt that. Even from Mason, to interrupt that, those expressive states. But the thing is, as you bring this script online, right now the voice will become more powerful, okay? So when you say the word no right now, it doesn't have quite the meaning that it's going to have, but it's relational. So once all the pieces come together, once all the pieces come together, it all lines up, and then that's where the power comes from in the command. So anyway, thanks for watching. Let's give you a little insight of how this is going to line up, and how the dynamics play out, but all about just very controlled exercise and just working the script in a very controlled way. So just tap, 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 just nudging the mind into the script, and then eventually, very controlled, all the dogs will start to come closer and closer together as followers to me. So thanks for watching.